under MD19. To quote JD, I have been and I am unabashedly a hands-on Lion. And I'm going to summarize that statement by saying JD participates in all club activities and projects. He's been a member of the Vancouver Lions Club for 35 years, and he was elected to and served, as I mentioned, but in every club, level, zone, district, and multiple district office, from tail twister to the MD19 council chair. Past council chair JD currently serves on the board of trustees for Northwest Lions Foundation and is also president of MD19 Lions Foundation. Plus, he is also the MD19 parliamentarian. He built and maintains the current MD19 website, and he spent 3 years, as he said, sweating bullets during the time that we were working on merging our two districts. It wasn't always fun, was it, G? But also we've come together, just briefly say this, as District N. And I must say that our leadership levels have merged together, worked together, and I think we're going to have a great district. I think we'll be the most powerful district in multiple. Another comment made by JD, hardly a day goes by that I don't field a call or an email from a fellow Lion seeking advice to resolve a problem, mediate, mediate a dispute. I think we should meditate that dispute. Answer the question, solve a curiosity, reinstate a club 501 status, form a 501c3 foundation, interpret a rule, or make a decision that affects day-to-day Lions. Past Council Chair DD also endeavors include running for an international director for LCI. He will be asking for your vote in 19N Spring Convention, but we're not about the vote today. We're about MD19 Lions Foundation. Please welcome JD Nellor.
We're putting a spotlight on you, buddy. Okay.
All right. Nice to be on the spotlight.
Yeah. And
Oh, hello, Pioneer Lions.
There you go.
Wow, what we got, like 50 here?
Yeah.
That's more than I have members in my club. We'll go there. President Cheryl, we do this again. President Cheryl, fellow Lions, and yes. I am JD Nellor. I am the current president of the MD19 Lions Foundation. Who's ever heard of that?
Oh.
Well, this is pretty good. This has always been an informed group. So that's not too bad. If you haven't heard of it, have you heard of the MD19 Lions Service and Leadership Development Foundation? Now that's Mark. That was its former name. That name was changed about 4 years ago because it was too much of a mouthful and it didn't have an acronym we could work out. Too darn. If anybody had any experience with the MD19 Lions Foundation? Mark? Again? Pretty good.
Guess who was on the very first one?
Well, the Northwest Lions Leadership Foundation was funded by Multiple District 19 Lions Foundation, among many, many other things. I've got a few things to go through today. My goal is to just give you some general information about the foundation. And I'm going to try to do that without waving both hands because it's very hard for me not to do that. I got to use this microphone. But to give you some general information, it is one of our better kept secrets in Multiple District 19. And it has money and it has a will to make sure that it uses those funds to help Lions clubs in our Multiple District. And it's kind of a best kept secret. Nobody seems to know what we are or what we do or why. It was originally formed in 2003 Mobile District 19 received a bequest from somebody in Seattle for $617,000 as an endowment, to start an endowment for leadership and service development projects within Washington, Oregon, and British Columbia. Not Oregon, Washington, Northern Idaho, and British Columbia, the mobile district service area. Since that time, that endowment has grown to about $1.2 million that is sitting in the endowment, which is pretty good. Despite ups and downs, and despite the fact that the Mobile District 19 Lions Foundation has given away more than $500,000 since its humble little beginnings in 2003. And we continue to receive some funding and donations and generous gifts as we move along, but most of that's through a growth in the investment fund that is the endowment. As I said, let me go back to the mission. The MD19 Lions mission, if you look on our website, aren't you? Yeah, you can cut it. If you look on the website, you'll see a long mission statement because nobody's figured out how to shorten the mission statement like they shortened the name of the foundation. But basically, it's to provide educational and leadership training for the development of tomorrow's leaders. And we focus on that in terms of Lions leadership, but it isn't restricted to Lions leadership. We certainly have leadership and service development out in our communities. And part of our goal as a 501c3, or one of our obligations as a 501c3 organization, is that we do have to involve the community broadly as opposed to just our little private mission of the Lions. You know, anybody have any idea where past funding has gone over this last 20 years? We have served, everybody get the border crossing? Foundation pays for the cost of preparing the border crossing and the salary or the compensation for the editor of the border crossing. We have a number of zone chairs in here that went through zone chair training. How many zone chairs do we have? My goodness. Did you all go up to Yakima or Wenatchee or somewhere to get zone training? That is where, yeah, that's right. Steve and I were zone chair training together. And all of that training is paid for by the Mobile District 19 Foundation. Same thing with Vice District Governor training, which is conducted at the same time, usually in some place. So all of those funds, all of those costs of those various trainings have been paid for by the MD19 Lions Foundation. Somebody mentioned earlier the Boys and Girls Club. That is an ongoing project. Each district governor gets the opportunity to make a gift to a local Boys and Girls Club. All they have to do is bring that to the attention of the MD19 Foundation, and there's an automatic gift with those Boys and Girls Clubs. So you have a Boys and Girls Club in Longview? Yeah. Or Kelso?
I don't think so.
No. Yeah. So it's each district governor to do that. We can do that annually, and that's actually been underutilized. I think in the last year, our immediate past year, I think we only had about 4 or 5 governors actually do that out of the 9 at that time, which is a little bit disappointing because we really want to support the. One of the things that we did a few years ago was fund, at least a program, to develop an MD19 band. Has anybody heard of this?
Yeah.
Okay. And that kind of went the wayside in COVID. But the goal was to recruit high school students, mostly high school students, from the various schools throughout Mobile District 19 for an MD19 band, train them, get them to go to the Lions International Convention and appear in the parade, and any other Lions-related events that people could think of. That kind of went away because of COVID, but we had a big funding program on that. And hopefully that'll come back one of these days soon. Other things that we'll do is MD19's car wore out, had about 350,000 miles on it, but they at that time didn't have sufficient funding to purchase a new car. So the MD19 Lions Foundation loaned them the funds to purchase a new car for the executive director and the MD19 office in its entirety, and that loan has been repaid. But those funds are always available for that sort of thing. Another big one recently is supporting youth exchange program, the Light EP program, and making sure that the participants in that program get to go around to the various conferences and conventions that they need to get training at to help support the youth exchange program. Now, the foundation itself has several programs that allow grants. We've allowed grants for service leadership, financial assistance, scientific, educational, charitable, public relations events that are supported by clubs or needed by clubs. We have a grant. Who's been through the Northwest Lions Leadership Institute? There's a $500 grant available to every graduate of the Northwest Lions Leadership Institute for a service program to help develop a service program in the community or in your club. Those are all available. Now, the MD-19 Foundation itself is governed by a board of directors consisting of 22 people. There are 2 representatives from each district that sit on the board, and you've got the president, vice president. This year's vice president, who will be president next year, is Brian Patton, Assistant Governor Brian Patton out of Central Park. Treasurer, secretary, immediate past president, that's Patty Allen White, who will be vice council chair this year, who is currently the vice council chair. Then we've got the GLT, the GST, council chair, immediate past council chair, and vice council chair, who all sit on that. Yeah.
For the newer Lions, can you explain GST and GLT, please?
I will do that. GST is the Global Service Team Leader, and the GMT is the Global Membership Team Leader, and which one else did I do? GST is the Global Service Team Leader, and those are the appointments out of multiple District 19. Frank Vega is a GST. He's out of the Rathdrum Lions Club in Idaho. And who is the GST? Oh, that's past District Governor Penny Harriman, and she's out of Post Falls. I have too many, I can't remember.
I got them up here on the screen in case you want to cheat.
I brought my cheat list too.
You gotta tell, adjusting this has not been fun. But
Go ahead now.
So then the big question is for the newer Lions, what's the difference between the money we raise to give back to our communities and the money you have available, and where does it go in general?
Well, we'll generally match grants, just like LCI will do. We will match funding on the grants. So maybe we have money available that you can't maybe finish your grant or finish your program, and we can help assist on that. It's also coming out of an endowment that's continuing to grow. Encourage you to do that. The message for you for the club is that all grants are application. They all start with an application app. You can kind of ragtag about the years past, and phone calls can be we're trying to formalize this so we have a better organized methodology. We've also created a grant review committee of 3 or 4 members, 3 members, I think is where we currently are, to look at those quickly and see if they need quick action rather than waiting for each quarterly meeting. We typically meet 3 times a year formally, and we have a couple of Zoom meetings in between. And our next meeting will be at the MD-19 convention in May. So sometimes that's a little long for some projects that have a more current or more. That answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We don't have any district representatives from District 19N in this room today. That's too bad. But the district representatives serve 2-year terms, and they serve 2-year terms that start on a calendar year basis. So, and the officers serve a 1-year term calendar year basis. President gets a 1-year term, can't repeat. Vice president gets to step into the president's shoes in the following year. That'll be Brian. And so Brian Patton will take over in January 1 of 2025. All of the other offices, GAT, GMT, GLT, BCC, CC, whatever other entity come with it, serve on the regular fiscal year that Lions Clubs International follows. So they all cycle out in July 1 of each year. Our representatives in 19N are Donna Muir. She's from the Lacey Sunrise Club. And her term will end this coming year, December 31st of 2024. And our other representative is Mark Mansell, and his term cycles out December 31st of 2025. All right, well, I've gotten some questions. Question may be, how can you help? And there's a number of ways. Obviously, you know, we're like any entity or any organization or any foundation that wants to give away money, we need to get money. And so that's how, you know, you can always help by donating. There are a whole bunch of opportunities that are set forth on the foundation website under Make a Gift. We are a 501c3. Annual gifts, donations, but probably the most important thing that you can do is give away the most valuable thing that you have, which is your time. We have events from time to time. We will frequently have a table at the Northwest Lions Leadership Institute. Remember those ties, the lion ties and those scarves?
Yeah.
Those were all sold by the Northwest Lions Foundation, mostly at Northwest Lions, mostly at some either the Leadership Institute or USA Canada Forum. You can always volunteer your time. We would very much appreciate that. So our message, what we're trying to do is get the word out to you when those things are happening and let you understand what this whole foundation is all about. Do I have any other questions? Mark?
JD, I was looking at the website address on this. So I was looking at the website address on your handout when I first got here and realized trying to find it didn't work. So the actual address at the end of it instead of .org is .8thstreet.net.
Yep.
All right. I was having trouble with the website this morning on its new official address. This is actually the development address, which is available, and you can always get to it there. It's where we put things before we make them technically live, and so something going on.
When I typed .org, it would no longer allow me to go there. So
yeah, there's something going on with it this morning, so I didn't exactly have time to
But
contact the
.net
the internet service provider and find out, hey, what's going on? So we'll get that fixed though.
But .net worked.
The .net worked.
Yeah. I mean, that's,
.org didn't work.
But the .org didn't work.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, we'll get her fixed. The other question is, how do you become a representative? Representatives from the district are elected by the district cabinet sometime prior to January 1. So coming up this year, November, October, your district cabinet will be considering a new replacement for Donna Muir, Sister Governor Donna, from Blazing Sunrise Lions Clubs, to serve as the representative. Representatives can repeat another term, so you can be on the board for up to 2 years. Pat,
Do you have to have had a higher level office in order to serve?
just have to be a lion.
What?
Just have to be a lion.
Good standing?
Well, you have to be able to stand. Or you have to be able to stand up.
Yeah.
I saw a couple other hands. Marilyn.
How do you, if someone wants to apply to serve on the foundation, is there an application form?
There is not an application
Okay.
form. You contact your district governor and let them know that you want to be a candidate for the Northwest or the Multiple District 19 Lions Foundation. Now, a lot of people confuse us, and I sometimes do, with the Northwest Lions Foundation. So they are two different entities. Northwest Lions Foundation is the old Lions I Bank, That's where it originally started, and it is currently a division or an operating unit of the entity now called the Lions World Vision Institute.
Hmm.
Ooh, which was a merger of Sight First and a Vision Institute in Miami, Tampa, Florida. So its headquarters are now in Tampa, not in Seattle. Other questions? Well, I hope you can find a use for the Multiple District 19 Lions Foundation. I hope that I've answered your questions. Thank you for your time. Thank you for letting me come and enjoy what is the happiest Lions Club I've ever seen. I feel like I'm in Disneyland.
Mhm.
Thank you all.
And thank you, Julie. Just a second here, a little bit of housekeeping. Oh, here it comes. Thank you, Marilyn.
Did you feel like you were a duck or a goofy?
JD,
Was there really?
thank you for visiting our pair of laughing lunatics and for bringing especially your bride and partner in service, the lovely Susan. And here is the Longview Pioneers mug as our thank you gift to you for visiting and speaking to us. You're welcome. Okay. Announcements. Okay, all right. Lloyd, where are you? Here, there you are. Lloyd is cooking up a past president's meeting. Don't forget that next Tuesday night, a week from tonight, 6 p.m. at the country steakhouse.
The old Sizzler.
The old Sizzler building, as we all know it, on Ocean Beach Highway, 6 p.m. To nominate club officers and come up with some directors for 2024-25. It's already that time of year. So that'll be happening next Tuesday evening. Lloyd, did you have anything else you want to share about that? Just if you're a past president, please plan to be there. Mark.
President Cheryl, fellow Lions and guests, I would ask all the past presidents to stand up for just a moment. If you're a past president, so if you're interested in a position on the board, please talk to one of us by next Tuesday, because we need to have qualified people.
That's right, and they're going fast. Okay.
There's not one fast president here that's so fast.
Right. Okay. Ken's got something he wants to say.
Uh-oh.
Cheryl, is that closed to only past presidents, or do you bring your spouse that they can't say anything?
No, just past presidents.
It's only past presidents is what we have historically had going on there.
He's having trouble speaking, so he's wondering if he can bring his wife.
Yeah.
I'm saying what he's asked.
Past presidents always.
Past presidents. Okay. Speaking of the word president, the president will remind you right now that we have a board meeting coming up next week, Thursday, the 14th, got the date right this time, 8 a.m. at Cascade Title, as always, next Thursday morning. Board members, please plan to attend. Not this week, it's next week, next Thursday. New Lions and other members of the club always welcome. Great.
President Cheryl, fellow Lions and guests. I've been bringing in Lions in, brought a new bid today. First room, if there's something you want, take it, no limit. And membership. You never know when you're gonna run into somebody, get them back in Lions or a new member. Saturday, I went to that service for Mikey. One of our past members was there. She filled out the application and I got her check. It's that easy. Ask people to join. And I do have membership apps with me.
Excellent. Thank you, Greg. Meryl has a few words for us about conventions. President Cheryl, fellow Lions and guests. Currently, I have a sign-up sheet over here next to where Greg's pins are. They're just sign-up sheets. Mostly, I'd like to get an idea on who is intending on attending the two conventions that are coming up. 19 Ed Spring Convention, April, I believe it's the 18th and 19th. Okay. And also the Multiple District Convention, which is in May, and it's over there too. And there are registration forms available. I'll pass that around next week. But for now, if you think of it, after the club, sign up.
Bonnie, Ken, did you have anything else you wanted to share with us? Okay, all right. Yeah, SpringCon. You already mentioned that while I was over there doing a sidebar with Greg. I'm sorry. Okay, registration forms are linked from the Roar. So if you haven't signed up for that yet, get signed up. It's right here in town. Like that.
I'm just curious, are we gonna have a hospitality room? Where at? Whose house?
How about a tailgate party?
Just bring one.
At the SpringCon.
Yeah,
What hotel? There's only 6, 7 hotels they're gonna stay at.
yeah.
I guess that's what I'm asking for everybody to think about if we're gonna do that.
We normally do.
Okay, I think JD has something he wanted to share.
For every year for the past 30 years over there.
Yeah, we were gonna try to do a hospitality room too. We have that all set up for Olympia, but now we're trying to even figure out where to do it because we don't really have the central location. That's right.
Yeah.
Happy to help.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, sweep the switch here. Darlene, I think you wanted to share something about your service project. She needs a mic. If you've got one back there, please.
Get a room anywhere?
President Cheryl for Alliance again. Tomorrow we're gonna have another
Guest house.
recycle at grocery outlet. We cannot take them to Fred Meyer's this week. We have to wait until next week because of problems at Fred Meyer's. There are a lot of corporate people coming through this week, so we'll do it maybe next week. We're getting closer to our goal. I think we've got right now over 700 pounds of 1,000 that we need. So I would think by April, first part of April, we would have our 1,000 pounds.
Wow.
Excellent.
So tomorrow, 1 o'clock at grocery outlet.
Be thinking about where that new brand shiny new bench is gonna be put. Yeah, where are we gonna put it?
In our hospitality room.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I have on my list of, oh, and Lion Steve has something for us. Do you have a mic back there?
President Cheryl, Lions, and guests. Just a precaution, if you're gonna be using West Side Highway this afternoon from like 1 to 6 is okay to smelt dip, and you know how crazy it can get.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I plan on going around. I'm not gonna-
Okay. I think you'll be hitting the freeway today. Getting home.
That's all I have.
Okay.
Hey, Steve. Steve.
Leroy.
Anyway.
You don't want to hit the freeway because the Castle Rock Bridge is closed, isn't it?
We found that out last night.
Okay, good. Does anyone else have any announcements they need to share?
Take it, Rob.
Well, yeah, it's coming right up. Okay, so let's do the tickets. Let's start with the blue ticket. This, as I recall, is the Joker drawing. 50-50. So the number today is 933-599. 599. No, George got it. George, we're lucky. Okay, George. Okay, Jay, did you pull the Joker out? You did?
Am I supposed to put it in?
It's the Joker looking for the Joker.
The Joker's looking for the Joker, that's right. Oh, and he's already got one in hand.
Sorry.
And it is a face card, the wrong one, Ace of Clubs, okay. So the Joker lives and the pot grows. The red ticket. This is our donation ticket, as you recall. And the number is 996-533. 996-533. Oh, and that's District Governor Mark has it.
Diabetes.
And he wants it to go to the diabetes fund. Very good. Thank you, Mark. Secretary Leroy, do we have any senility among this crowd?
Everybody checked in?
Everybody checked in? Yeah, okay, all right. You all remembered the sign in the little box, or you make the X in the little box, that's great.
Dessert.
Desserts. Yes, I almost forgot Darlene and Jane back there. I don't know why I always forget that one.
President Cheryl Caroline's guests, winners for today are Sharon Nolan and Howard Fuller.
My number
Who was the other one, Darlene? Hal Palmer. Oh, I should have known from the whoop whoops up here.
That's 3 times in like a month and a half. I can't believe it.
Okay, no baking going on in your house much, right?
I want to recount.
Okay, Lions, it's been wonderful. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun, but it's been good. It's almost spring forward time. Don't forget to set any analog clocks
Yeah.
or watches ahead next Saturday night before you go to bed. So, and remember, Lions, the world is full of good people. If you can't find one, be one.
Yeah.
Nathan Nellor said that, a young writer and speaker from India. Have a great week, Lions. It's been wonderful being with you.